Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. So today, or this evening on Serendipity, we are going to talk about our experiences, the cost and everything, and our whole trip that we just got off of. So
We're back home.
We're back home.
Yep.
And just talk to you a little bit about, our experiences with them and with both Universal, Disney, and everything else like that.
Yeah.
So we'll start off with the rental car.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty easy. It was a little bit expensive, but we'll go over prices later.
She didn't drive.
I didn't drive.
So it was very easy.
I didn't drive.
Or navigate.
Well, sort of. So I was kind of in between, like trying to get rid of other videos to make room for, more videos coming up. So that way I could edit and everything else like that. Because I didn't take my laptop. So while he was driving, sometimes I would try to navigate. The roads there are a little different than Texas.
It's very strange.
It is very strange.
At least 2 different times at Hollywood Studios, it took us to a backlot entrance.
Well, so that was one time.
We got to see some behind the scenes.
So the first time that we went to Hollywood Studios, of course, we always take the buses and everything.
Right.
So when we did get to drive there for the first time ever, it took us to where I guess the service entrance was.
I mean, they're unloading 18-wheelers, and here we are. We just show up.
But we're not the only people, so we did see 3
or 4 other people doing the same exact little whoa, we're not supposed to be here, and they turn around.
So we were... so he kind of got mad at that point because he was just like, I will never rent a car again.
Well, the thing is, like from the resort we stayed at, French Quarter, to Epcot to Hollywood Studios, it's a very quick bus ride. It's boom boom and you're there. Now the only problem is waiting on the bus to get there. Once the bus gets there, it's pretty simple. You hop on the bus and you're pretty quick. Her thing was just different because like I'm relying on the GPS, which nobody else is running but me. And then, having to drive, and I don't know where I'm going because we know the roads. I get on the bus and it takes me where I want to go, and then, we're there. So.
And we've been going 3 times a year since 2013.
But it seems like I would pass up what the GPS wanted me to do, and I'm already.
Well, also you were going about a lot over.
Okay, well, that's another thing. Let's talk about that. We're in Texas here. We got different speed limits for different roads. On a freeway, we're 65, 70. That's pretty much average. Around Disney property,
even Florida, period.
It's 50 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's 50 miles
Nobody's
an hour.
doing the 50. I'm not doing the 50. But the GPS thinks I'm doing 50. Well, guess what, GPS? We're not doing 50. So I'm already 4 exits down from where the GPS said, hey, take a right. I'm like, no, it's too late.
Because we were actually trying to turn down to go towards our resort after we got done going to the grocery store and stuff like that, going to Publix and stuff. By the time that I had already told him where he needed to turn, he was already past it.
It's too late.
So
I ain't got time.
We had to go
I don't have time for that. We're going. We're doing our thing.
Yeah.
So it was a little different renting a car. Now I will say, other than navigating and I guess we would learn it after.
Oh yeah, going. After going
I still
years,
couldn't do it now. I don't know. I could probably find Epcot, I guess, from our resort.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad.
No, not too bad. But I guess the benefits of leaving the park and being able to get in the car, and going to eat somewhere, versus getting on the bus and then going back to the resort. And then you're stuck with just the resort chicken strips and the resort food. There's nothing wrong with the chicken strips.
No, they're delicious.
But I'm just saying, like, we pretty much sat down at a restaurant every night.
Yeah, we pretty much did.
And what we spent reflects that. But that's fine. But it was nice being able to have that freedom, I guess.
Yeah.
Of being able to just go and come.
Yeah.
And even...
And not have to wait on other people, like, getting on the bus or having to put a mask on. getting on the bus and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Well, and then as soon as we got out of the park, it was like you go to your car and you're on your way to whatever you want to do.
At this point in the world, as far as Disney goes, inside, mask on. Outside, you're good.
Yes.
Universal, no mask, no problem, no matter what.
No matter what.
So that was a little bit different. And like I said, it was nice. I mean, we went to I guess it's iDrive or
the Orlando Eye area.
Orlando Eye area.
Yeah.
It was cool just being able to drive around and see different things and stuff. And we didn't do the Orlando Eye.
We didn't.
I kind of wanted to. I really did.
Yeah, but the weather wasn't actually permitting.
At the time we were there, it wasn't running.
It
wasn't.
Well, I think it started a little bit after that, but we were kind of like, okay, we're kind of tired.
We were kind of, but
we were going to go to Epcot that evening. That was the first night.
That was our first night. Yeah. So our first night's video is short, and it's not going to be that great.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
sorry, guys.
Sorry. This is a whole new thing. I mean, I'm used to filming the stuff I do, as far as doing stuff around the house, motor stuff, like that. She's used to filming the cooking stuff, so you just kind of put the camera in front of it and you do the cooking.
Yeah. So this was a whole different ball game for
right. So
us.
we're hopefully going to get better at it. It's one of the things where we both need to learn that when we're showing things in the parks is kind of keep everybody kind of entertained and keep talking and keep speaking about it, not just showing this and then not saying nothing.
Yeah.
And we'll get there if people still want to watch us after this.
I hope so.
I don't know. If they don't, then we'll still keep going. We just won't film it anymore.
We just won't film anymore.
But yeah, the rental car thing was definitely a new thing for us. It was. I would probably do it again, but I'd probably get an SUV.
Yeah. The car that we got. So when we got to the airport, it wasn't bad. We had to wait in a small line, which it wasn't terrible.
Which we shouldn't have. I'm confused about waiting in the line. I had done a pre-check-in. I'm not sure what was supposed to happen, but I had already checked in online.
Yeah.
So I kind of expected like kind of a fast pass, fast track, lightning lane situation.
Express pass.
and it wasn't. It didn't happen. It wasn't there. So we had to wait in line and go through the same normal stuff as you would normally do renting a car.
Yeah.
Now I definitely, credit card stuff, they already had all that. So that was good. So we go to get the car and it's not there.
Yeah, it's not in the spot that they had said it was.
Yeah. So we're supposed to get a silver Toyota Camry, which honestly we didn't really care. We paid for a mid-sized car and that's, whatever. So what was in the spot was a white Subaru.
Yeah. Which we're like, okay, whatever.
Whatever, Subaru,
but,
fine.
I mean, whatever you want to give us.
I didn't want to just jump in the car and take off. The keys are in these things, which makes it a little weird. So I felt that if I just took off in the Subaru, which may have been okay, if somebody took off in the silver Toyota Camry that was supposed to be for us, if they got into a wreck, then...
That would be probably on us.
So we went and talked to the gentleman at Budget is who we rented from, which turned out to be the cheapest at the time we were looking.
Yes.
And he said, oh, yeah, it happens all the time. They parked at the wrong spot. So he issued us a new parking spot number. No problem.
We got the silver Camry.
Got the silver Camry.
That was fine.
And it was not...
It wasn't clean on the inside.
It was clean on the outside.
It was It was very clean on the outside, but the inside, we had a lady next to us, which I don't know if she was renting from Avis or Budget because they had them both mixed in.
They're in the same spot. Yeah.
So she had asked me about her, like asking us about the inside of our vehicle, and of course it's kind of dark, so it's just like, oh, ours is clean. It looked clean.
It looked clean.
It was dark.
It was dark.
It was dark on the inside.
We're in a parking garage.
Yeah, and it was dark on the inside. So, like the material and everything was dark anyways. So I was just like, well, ours is clean, and she's like, well, mine's really not, So then whenever we actually got back, when we got out to go to Publix, after...
Are we going to talk about the thing that's underneath the car that's dragging?
Yeah, I will. But like when we got to Publix to get after that, but when we got back into the car, when we got done in Publix,
right.
I noticed it was dirty. So
And-
I was
and-
just like, oh my gosh, this is kind of like, it wasn't clean. I was expecting with COVID being around and stuff like that, that the inside would have been really a lot cleaner than what it was.
And Publix is just like a Kroger or an
Yeah.
H-E-B. It's just a grocery store that's kind of popular, I guess. I don't know how many people got Publix, but Florida is kind of, they're filled with Publix.
Yeah.
So we just went to Publix to get some water, some soft drinks,
snacks.
some crap we shouldn't eat, some junk food,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
It was okay. We were on vacation.
Yeah,
But
I mean, we wanted to get some. I mean, you think about like every time you buy a Sprite, it's I don't know,
$3-4, something like
So
that.
every time
And I'm
you
pretty
buy-
sure it went up. We don't know because we didn't actually get any while we were there.
Right, and then
So-
Disney's bottle of water is what $3.50, I think, and
Yeah.
they use the
Dasani, which we
I-
found out that it
it's-
has.
it's nasty.
Is it
It's
salt?
it's
Sugar?
well,
Something like
it's got salt in it, I think, or something, but it's
I don't
just
know.
it doesn't taste good.
Yeah, I mean we're used to like our stuff that we get here at the house, so we got the Publix water and it was
fine.
excellent.
Yeah, so we went to Publix to get a few things, and that's when you notice the car was kind of
Yeah, dirty, but
and getting there, like going from the parking garage to getting out of the airport, there's a front lip or air dam on a lot of these lower cars and even trucks and stuff. And this one was
we noticed something as we were leaving the airport garage that there was a noise, and we were like, "What is that?" You know, so we were like, "Okay, maybe it's something. One of the cars in back of us, front of us."
we're
or
going
something.
down this little spiral thing, you know, as parking garages are, and the whole time we're going down, it's like, you know, whatever. And this piece of plastic on the front bumper is like 1/8 of an inch off the ground at this point. So everywhere we go, if it was a little bit of a dip or if you hit the brakes,
you just heard like it.
It made for some funny moments, and maybe even embarrassing moments, especially
Yeah.
at the some of the outlet malls, or
Even like in the parking lots of the,
you know, we had to check in our resort every time we left. Like
Yeah.
so we'd come back in. You have to either show a magic band or an ID, and we'll get into a little bit more of this, but it was the first day when we arrived for Port Orleans French Quarter to be open. So not everything was on par with how it would normally be. So the magic band reader that the security guy would use never
it wasn't working.
Never
Well,
worked well.
sometimes wasn't working. Most 90% of the time.
I'm going to say never worked the whole time we were there.
It worked.
So they would ask for an ID. Now, I don't know if that really proved, because like within a second of looking at the ID, he would just wave us through.
Yeah, I'm not quite
So
sure either.
anyway, point is pulling up to the guard shack. That's us.
Even at the parks, it was like terrible.
You know, and I was hoping this thing would wear out after a few, you know, but no, it just got. It was the same.
Yeah.
It was the same. And we let Budget know about it. I mean, I'm you know, whatever. I gave him a little review and told him that the car was dirty and that there's something constantly dragging underneath.
And then it was funny because we noticed on another car when we pulled up to like give them our car back, because of it's like whenever you get to the airport to the car rental place, it tells you where to go. The signs do.
We're jumping ahead,
So,
but there was an SUV
There
in
was
front
an
of us.
SUV,
Yeah.
no, on the side of us, and you could see the air dam thing or
It-
whatever
it's
it was.
dragging
It's dragging
So
too.
it's the people in rental cars just don't care, I guess, and they just destroy
know.
them. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. But we would definitely get an SUV next time. It was just honestly, I didn't really like falling. Now I got a Tacoma.
I got a 4Runner.
She's got a 4Runner. They both sit up fairly high off the ground, and that's what kind of we're used to that.
Yeah.
The car situation, it's not really our thing.
No.
So it's like you've been at the parks for 8 hours and you're tired, and then you have to like fall into
into
this
the
car
car.
situation.
Yeah.
And then I went through this little, I don't know,
I would always bump my head.
a couple days my back was kind of hurting a little bit, and it was actually really hard to get in the car versus what it would have been like. So we'll rent again, but we're going to get an SUV.
Yeah.
So French Quarter, it was our first October 28th.
Yeah.
They opened.
They open. That's what he heard that the lady
Right.
said.
So we show up.
there.
We're there.
they kept telling me, they kept sending me text messages and stuff like that saying that our room wasn't ready yet.
Right.
So by chance, after we got done with everything, we went ahead and he drove up and I went in there. And a very nice cast member, I don't remember her name, but she was very nice. And she said, well, let me see if we have anything available for you yet. We may, and we can maybe get you in a room now. So she went ahead and was looking things up. And she had another cast member actually look at our bands. Or she did, I can't remember. But they went ahead and made sure our bands were working, made sure everything. And she said, we do have a room available. So they went ahead and gave us our room number. We went and borrowed a cart and took our stuff up there and basically got everything ready. And it was, what time was that? About
I don't even know.
10, 11?
I was starving to death.
It was like 10 or 11.
I mean, normally we get there, the room's not ready. It's not that big of a deal. We get them to hold our bags. We go to the park.
Yeah.
We do our thing. So Epcot was our first park. It's food and wine, right? Yeah. So, I mean, we're all about the Epcot at that point. So, whether the room was ready or not, it didn't really matter to us.
Yeah.
It was just, we're here, whatever. So it was great. It took a little bit more of our time to get the cart, get the stuff, get everything. I went ahead and parked the car.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, we went to the what do you call them people? The concierge?
Yeah, we went to where the bell service.
Bell services, got the cart, loaded up all our stuff, and we did it ourselves. And honestly, they probably would have helped. They didn't really offer.
No, they didn't. I don't remember them offering. But it was fine.
Some of the Disney magic, I think, has it's
slowly gone away.
Gone away. I don't know if it's because of the current situation in the world and what's going on, but we were glad to be in the French Quarter.
Yeah, we were. Yeah. I mean, like I said in my video, that's like our second home.
Yeah, I mean,
we absolutely love it.
They didn't have to do anything else for us.
No,
we're capable of carrying our own bags. We're going to be walking 10 miles a day. Yeah. Anyway, the parks, and we can handle our own bags, and we can get to the room ourselves. We just need to know what room number. The French Quarter is extremely small. Which is why we like it. Yeah. It got 5 buildings? Or maybe more, 6.
6 or 7.
I don't know. Anyway, it's tiny. You can walk from the end to the beginning, no time at all. Yeah. So we had a river view, which...
that was our first time having that.
We're glad they're back open. Yeah. We would stay there again tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Right? So
definitely.
We liked it. There was a few issues. Room service was not room service. I'm sorry. The cleaning of the room was non-existent for the first 3 days.
Yeah, that was kind of like upsetting because I asked him whenever we got the thing if we wanted to go ahead and have room service for the whole time we were there.
Now, granted, I mean a lot of times we do a weekend trip.
And we don't do room service.
We don't need it.
We don't need it.
No.
So, because it's just us two. Right. So, we don't really need it.
If we're there for a week, I want some fresh towels. I want them to take the trash out.
Yeah.
Right.
But you can also have them not come and do it. Right. You know, even if you don't want it for that week, you can also call them periodically and just say, hey, can you come empty out our trash? Or, hey, can you renew our towels? Whatever. And they'll be more than happy to do it.
So we went 3 days with no trash taken out. No towels being changed. And it wasn't like terrible, but it was kind of like, we were kind of expecting it. So and I expected them to make the bed, but I guess because of COVID, they don't now. And not that I expect that either, because we hardly make the bed here. I could care less about the bed being made. I'm going to mess it up anyway.
But it was kind of like, just, I guess some of the stuff is because of COVID.
There's been some changes for sure.
Yeah, there has been.
The mini fridge thing.
Yeah, the mini fridge. Yeah, as soon as we walk in our room, I'm like, I put the stuff in there. I don't feel if it's cold or not because I expect it to be cold. So I load up everything. We had hummus and stuff like that to go in there. We had sandwiches.
Yep, sandwiches.
And whenever I put the stuff in there, I was like,
this is hot.
This is hot.
Yeah.
It was like hot. Like it had been off for a while.
So I'm thinking, great, we're going to have to switch rooms because I've heard of the issue with the fridge is not working. So I moved the hutch, chest of drawers, whatever you want to call it. I moved it away from the wall, and it was just not plugged in. I don't know
why.
Why?
Maybe they did it because they weren't using the rooms.
I mean, the hotel's been closed now for a year, or I guess, give or take. So I plugged it in. I hear it started working. So we're.
But I just figured with like them opening rooms up that they would have already, check the room to just make sure that it was plugged in.
It was nice. We had the only thing, I guess, the only amenities as far as the resort goes, we went to the Scat Cats Lounge, which we've done that before.
Yeah.
And it was nice. I mean, before they have like a live jazz band playing.
Yeah. And a singer and stuff like that.
This time around, they didn't have any of that. So
we missed that.
It was really cool back then when they had it. This time around, it was just the waiter we had was awesome.
He was awesome.
The drinks were good. The food was good. Everything was fine.
Yeah.
No problem. And it was not crowded at all.
No.
So it was pretty cool. But we missed that live, the music part. That was kind of neat. And I don't know if it was just the band that one night when we were there or whatever, but I mean, they go around and, they're playing some popular music that most people know the words to, and they wait till you had a few drinks and then they'll put
the microphone up to your face. I want you to sing. Especially when you're drunk. So
so it's fun. So we did that one night. It was cool. The gift shop was okay.
It was usual.
And I don't know if you want to get into the gift section now, but the same thing that's affecting everybody is affecting Disney too.
It is.
They don't have stuff.
Yeah, like they get stuff in and then it's like gone.
Right.
Like it's not. Right. And I understand Disney they will do a little bit of stuff here and there, but it didn't last as long. And I don't know if it's because of the 50th that they're changing certain things, because it looks like they are changing certain things, and that's good. But some of the things that we were looking for, we just couldn't find.
It's crowded in the shops.
It is crowded.
It's crowded. And she likes to spend money. We usually save back for these trips.
We
so
do.
I try not to let it bug me too much. But to see her go into multiple shops and not buy anything was really strange. And I realize now that it was because there wasn't
anything I was looking for.
So merchandise right now, it's slim pickings on what you want and what you can find. Now, and there's certain things we found that we liked, and we made some purchases. I mean, quite a few according to this little piece of paper in front of me. But we'll get into that in a second. All right, so rental car, we're done. We've talked about the merchandising. So we went from October 28th through November
6th.
4th.
Well, yeah, 4th through Disney.
We're at Disney. So, crowd levels.
It was kind of crazy.
It was more crowded than what we thought.
Yeah.
October used to be our secret time to go.
But I think because we kept telling people October's the best time to go.
I don't know when the best time to go is now, but October's not. Quit going in October.
Yeah.
They'll stop it. Magic Kingdom can't handle crowds whatsoever.
No.
You put 5 people in Magic Kingdom and it feels like 5,000. It's just how it goes. Hollywood Studios is another one. Hollywood
Studios. Well, because that's the smallest, I think.
In Hollywood Studios, you go into the Batu, the Star Wars thing.
Everybody's in there.
Everybody's in.
That will never change.
You go over by Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster.
That's crowded areas.
That little section right there is
those
nuts.
2 sections are nuts.
Anything else in between, it's manageable. It's pretty decent.
There's no rides in between.
Yeah, well, Magic Kingdom was crowded from any place we could probably go to.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. And Epcot was probably the least crowded park. And then Animal Kingdom, would be the next least crowded.
Yeah.
The crowds were prevalent. I don't know what was going on, but it was a busy time. Now, one of the Magic Kingdom snafus we made that we realize that now, we went to Magic Kingdom November 1st.
We did.
What happened November 1st?
They changed everything over from Halloween to Christmas.
Right. And the Jingle
We
Cruise,
didn't realize that.
The Jingle Cruise.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was thinking, okay, maybe it's the movie that made it kind of more. No, it was actually the Jingle Cruise. Yeah. And I didn't realize that until we were watching other people's channels. the Jingle Cruise. And
now we've done this same trip around the same time frame, and they didn't do the switch over that quick.
Yeah, they do. They already get it out and ready.
But it was like a 3-day thing. It was like
they start putting the stuff up, and then it takes a little while for them to get other things up. Now they didn't have any Christmas merchandise that I saw.
I saw a couple of backpacks and purses, Dooney Burke things.
Oh yeah, Dooney Burke things. But I mean, that was about it. I mean, and then of course the ornaments, which those are always prevalent.
You can always get ornaments.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all the vlogs we watch, Paging Mr. Morrow, Super Enthused, Jackie, who else? JoJo.
And Kyle Powell.
Yeah, Kyle
Powell.
Palo. Yeah, they were all there on the first.
Yeah.
So
and we never saw any of them. That was kind of disappointing.
I saw Kyle Palo's dad.
Oh yeah.
In Batu, but that was at Hollywood Studios. So I don't know.
I don't care. I would have been happy to see any one of them and gotten a picture with any of them.
I don't know what day that was, but I'm just saying anybody who was everybody was there November 1st at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Which turned out to be the worst probably time to go. But we got a lot of stuff done.
We did.
So speaking of getting a lot of stuff done, let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is Genie Plus.
Yes, Genie Plus.
Genie Plus.
So we've heard from other channels that they like it, which I can see it can be a good thing, but we did not see it as something that we would probably do again.
So let's talk about the pricing of the Plus thing. So there's just two of us, right?
There's just two.
So when we do the Genie Plus, it's $15 per person.
$15 per person
per day.
Per day.
That's $30 a day, people.
Yep.
$30 a day. It's a lot of money when you're already spending. Well, we'll get into what we spent, but
only used it once,
right?
Because we wanted to give it a try, which I can say that Hollywood Studios probably was not the best place to try it. That was probably the worst place to try it because there's not a lot of rides to ride anyways.
Right.
And then two of the rides, of course, are going to be ones that you have to pay extra for.
Right. The Rise of the Resistance, the big ride that everybody goes to Hollywood Studios for, the only thing the Genie Plus is going to do for you is going to give you an option to pay extra. So to do the Genie Plus thing for Rise of the Resistance for us two, you could spend $15 and $15 just to get into the system. So that's $30.
But you don't have to use it on that one.
Right. But
like you don't have to use the Genie Plus on that one. That's a la carte.
Okay, so a la carte. But do you have to buy it to get on the a la carte?
No.
Okay. Well, let her check it. Yeah. Take over.
So when you do the Genie Plus, you do not have to. That doesn't include those two bigger rides that they consider.
So the a la carte separate.
The a la carte separate. So if you want to get on those two rides that are not part of Genie Plus, which are the bigger rides, which were the Rise of the Resistance and Mickey's Runaway Railway,
right, it
costs extra. But that's
minimum was like $10.
No, I think it was like $7. I think I saw one for $7 or $8, which was the cheapest.
And
but that's not those two.
And it depends on, I guess, possibly the time of day and how crowded.
It does depend on that. But those two would be a la carte. So when you get the Genie Plus, those two are not included in that Genie Plus.
Right.
So those two are considered a la carte.
Right.
So you would have to buy, if you wanted to get the Lightning Lane, you would have to pay whatever it was. Like I think that I saw Rise of the Resistance, I think it was, I want to say $11 or something like that, or more.
So picture a family of 4.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Just to ride a ride.
Just to ride a ride.
That you've already paid to get into the park to ride the ride.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of issues with the Plus thing.
I mean, I see that Disney's trying to get their money back with everything that's happened. I mean, because a lot of people are spending thousands upon thousands upon thousands.
We used to get 3 fast passes per day for the cost of admission. Now the cost of admission gets you you're in the park.
You can ride rides, but you're going to wait hours.
You're going to wait in line.
Which, I mean, that doesn't...
So they've took what was free and they've made you pay for it. Also, you can't get the 3 anymore.
No.
You get 1, and I'll let you explain it a little bit better than I can. You book Rock and Roller Coaster. Cool, right? You've got it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't book anything
until 2 hours after you've already booked it.
Right. Which the Fast Pass used to be book the 3, do your thing, have your day.
Mm-hmm.
After that, you can get one at a time, unlimited, until you're tired of riding rides. Now it's book the 1, wait 2 hours, book another one,
mm-hmm.
wait 2 hours, book another one, wait 2 hours, so on and so forth. And for somebody like, or for people like us, we tend to travel quick.
Yeah.
Right. I'm there to do the Disney, to ride the rides, to do the thing. And the whole 2 hour wait time, I mean, I'll be honest with you. We don't usually stress out on vacation. We don't get anxiety really on vacation.
We just could do our thing.
We just do our thing. It's in our comfort zone. We know.
And that's the trouble too, because of like Genie Plus was a new thing,
right?
And I thought I understood it until we got into the park.
Yeah, we had no idea.
We had no idea. Even watching other people's channels,
right?
We had no idea how it actually was until you actually do it.
And I still don't know if I actually understand it 100%.
But
I can tell you that I understand it enough to where I won't be spending my money on it again.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't think so. You do want to go to the parks. You do want to ride rides more than once, especially if you spend a lot of money to go to Disney. And I think this trip, we almost did the rides we wanted to, but I think we only did them once, because of the lines were long.
Right.
Everybody had that Genie Plus, and then especially when you were in line. So we found this out when we were getting into Rock and Roller Coaster. Yep. So we got in line and we were talking with this couple who had 2 kids in front of us. And they let them go. They were like, how many's in your party? They said 4. They were like, okay, go ahead and go. Well, then they stopped us. They said, how many do y'all have? And we said 2. So they were like, okay, hold on one moment.
Well, no. They said for us to go ahead and go.
Yeah, at first they said to go. Well, what we heard was go ahead and go. But then they stopped us.
They had 2 cast members that weren't really talking to each other.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So then they were like, oh, whoa. Are y'all with them? And we're like, no. And they were like, okay, just hold off. So we
had to walk back.
Yeah. So then they went ahead and let all these Genie Plus people go.
Right.
And we're like, why are they allowing so many to go?
So we asked. Well, he kind of got upset, but we asked basically, and they said it was a ratio. 40 to 4.
40 to 4. So basically, if you have a party, if you get in line for the standby and you have a party of 4, at this time when we went, now I don't know if it changes per day or what, but they ask you how many you have. If you have 4, they let the 4 go. Then at this time they let 40 go.
40 of the Genie Plus.
Of the Genie Plus go. So then after the 40 went,
they let 4 more.
Then they ask how many people you have in your party, and then they go ahead and let you go. And I don't know if it's a ratio after that. If it's 2, then they let 20 of the Genie Plus go, which it kind of got aggravating because then the standby line went by very slowly.
Very slow.
And
I mean, we went through times where we thought, is the ride down?
Yeah.
Is it broke? We haven't moved in an hour, or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm not saying an hour, but I mean, just.
And I understand that Disney wants to make their money, but it's sad for the people that are already spending a lot of money, also to go that they kind of get shafted.
So jumping ahead a little bit, we did Universal as well. We used their. What is their thing called? Express Pass.
It came with our room. Well, it was attached to our money on our room. Yeah.
Disney, if you're listening, which I know you're not, because we don't have enough subscribers for anybody to even care, the Express Pass,
that was
hands down.
That was nice.
Is extremely better than anything you've ever done. That was nice. It was great.
Fast Pass wasn't bad, but
yes, the Fast Pass thing wasn't bad, but the Express Pass, because if you want to make money off of it, right? The Express Pass is a la carte situation. You have to pay for it. Yeah. Right? It's not a free Fast Pass. Yeah. So we paid extra for the Express Pass. Yeah. It was good on 90% of the rides.
Yeah, there was only 2 because of those were the newest rides, which
Yep.
was Velocicoaster and Hagrid's. You couldn't use it on that,
Right.
which was fine because we were more than happy to do the standby for
and wait for
those two
two.
rides.
Yeah, 100%.
But getting on whatever ride we wanted,
so
like in between then, I'm more than happy.
yeah. So Genie Plus, I'm never gonna do it again, unless they change it.
Yeah.
Unless it makes more sense, unless it gets closer to the legacy FastPass system. You know, because of the fact that we've been so many times, when we see a line that's 80 minutes for a ride that we've done 100 times,
We'll just kind of pass by it.
we'll do something else.
Unless we really, really, really want to ride that ride.
Right. And, you know, times of day changes, this and that. You go later in the day, you ain't got to wait.
Wait until it rains.
Wait till it rains. you ain't
People
gotta
leave the
wait.
park.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a whole thing. So, just a quick little thing. Rental car. Would we do it again?
I'd say yes.
I
Even though I didn't drive, I would
Yep.
still say yes, just for the simple fact that it was so much easier getting from park to park or wherever we wanted to go. If we wanted to go off, which we did go shopping, we
Sure.
went to the antique malls and everything.
Yep.
Which I did thanks to paging Mr. Morrow.
Paging
we
Mr.
went
Morrow.
to that antique mall and
It's
I
the-
did get
What's the name of it? It's a Lakeland Antique Mall. And I tell you what, they have some stuff.
they have some awesome stuff.
They not only do they have regular antique mall type things.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But far as Disney stuff goes,
Yeah. I wanted to take a lot of things
holy
home.
crap. Yeah.
And this is from Disney World. So they had stuff from Disneyland.
They had a lot more from Disneyland.
They did, which was also cool, but because we're more attached to Disney World,
Right.
we kind of like wanted the Disney World stuff. So when we saw this, I was just like, I have to have
I mean,
it.
they had chairs from Epcot.
Yep.
They had tables from Animal Kingdom. They had some crazy stuff that
I wanted to take home a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I knew that I couldn't fit it in my bag. I actually saw more stuff there that I wanted than I did when we were at Disney.
Yeah, for sure. They had
Yeah.
more. They had more memorabilia and stuff to buy at the antique center or antique store than they had at actual Disney.
Yeah. I wished I had enough money to bring a lot of that stuff home.
It was really cool. So
It
I
was
mean,
cool.
yeah, that part. Would I rent a car again? I didn't enjoy driving whatsoever.
But he didn't. He always would ask me, "Do you want to drive?" And I'm like, "No, you're doing wonderful, like you are." But he wouldn't have let me drive anyways.
We'd end up in a ditch.
No, we wouldn't have.
It would happen. But yeah, I would rent the car again. I guess it was a lot of money. So the rental car was $781.09. That was from the October 28th through November 6th.
They had actually went up, and we were actually talking about renting a car beforehand, like when we booked this trip.
And this was budget. There was a couple other places, but budget was the cheapest.
Budget was the cheapest.
And so yeah, I would rent the car again for a longer trip.
Yeah.
For our weekend trips, no, we're gonna do the bus.
Yeah.
We'll do the bus. We'll Uber.
Yeah.
From the airport to the resort, and then we'll do the bus, and then we'll Uber back.
Sorry, puppy.
Bridget wants
Our
some
dog
attention.
wants attention. I stepped on her.
So the Disney hotel stay, just the hotel in general, is it that right there?
Yeah, it was $24.46.90. So $2,446.
So it's from the 28th through the 4th.
4th.
So that's not counting the annual pass price, which varies and changes, but our annual passes were $2,161
and 96 cents
for the year.
But that was before they switched over with this new stuff. So we haven't really looked at the prices for the new one, and we heard them, but we're just not really focused on that right now. What the new ones are, and I'm pretty sure we'll still get them.
I mean, I'm sure they went up again.
I'm pretty sure.
They go up every year.
Yeah.
Universal was $1,669.45, which sounds like a lot just for 2 nights.
2 nights.
2 nights.
Yep.
But we say that it is deluxe, the Hard Rock.
We did.
So that $1,669.45 is 2 nights stay.
Mm-hmm. Plus your tickets for the parks.
2 days of park tickets.
Yeah.
With Express Pass.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't include parking, though.
No, not at your resort. That doesn't include parking
So
at
they
your resort.
charge $28 a night, I think it was.
Yeah, $28 a night. Yep.
parking.
But the good thing is like the day that you're supposed to leave, you can actually leave your car there up until midnight.
So Friday we didn't do nothing.
Mm-mm.
So Saturday was our last day in the parks, as far as Universal goes, and it was a short day because.
And it's gonna be a somewhat
short video. We had to go to the airport, had to drop off stuff, whatever. So.
And luckily, we did leave the parks when we did, or leave Universal when we did, because of the airport was packed.
So looking at what this whole trip cost from October 28th through November 6th, and that was Disney and Universal. We buy our annual passes every year.
Yeah.
So we generally don't include that in what everything costs. And this time around, the rental car and the hotel, we prepaid for all that. It was already done.
Yeah, that was already paid for before we left.
So what y'all see in the videos that y'all should be watching because it's free entertainment, we spent $1,500 on food and merchandise and whatever. And I guess it seems like a lot, but I mean, honestly,
I don't feel like it's a lot.
We sit down to eat, I'm going to buy whatever I want. If I sit down, if I see...
Drink whatever you want.
Right. Bourbon's expensive, people. It happens. So, when I see something, it's, whatever it is per glass, if I want to try it, I try it. I just do it. I mean, we work every day. It's our money.
Yeah.
We do what we want. So this whole trip combined between the rental car, Universal stay, annual passes, the Disney hotel, food and merchandise, we spent $8,600. Now, the annual passes are good for the whole year.
Whole year.
I don't know when ours expire, but
yeah,
it's good for the whole year. Universal was definitely expensive for what it was, but let's get into that real quickly. The hotel was awesome.
It was awesome. We would definitely stay there again, even though it was kind of expensive. Yep. Just the staff there was very helpful as soon as you walk in the door. Very attentive to you, and even whenever we went to go eat, they were right on par.
Yeah.
Everything, because we ate twice in our hotel. Once at the kitchen,
which is a nice little restaurant.
A nice little restaurant there, and their food was good.
Food was good.
And then we ate at the Velvet, which is
a bar.
Which is a bar, but they had food. They had great food.
Great food.
And the service there was excellent. The two people that were helping us, with our stuff, with our food, our drinks, and everything. So
far, Universal this trip anyway. Universal.
I think it was more of the hotel that made it.
Yeah.
Because I would say that in the parks, there's not a lot to do.
Oh no, Universal is still a glorified Six Flags.
It is.
Yeah.
And we still love it. We love, the Harry Potter stuff and everything else like that. Disney has more things for you to do and keep you busy.
And the layout of the parks at Disney are 100% better than the layout at Universal. Universal was put together, and it looks like they've added and then had to move stuff and this and that. So it's very convoluted of how to navigate the park. Now, so that could be on us because we haven't been that often. But the whole hub and spoke situation that Disney has going for it is not existent at Universal, at least from what I can tell. Well, except at the Universal Florida, it does have that water that you kind of go around in a circle. But it's still going into other areas. It's just confusing. It is confusing. But of course, we, like he said, we don't go there. And it's two different things. Universal has extreme coasters, I would say, where Disney has rides that you can ride over and over and over again. Which is kind of the draw. It's kind of fun. We did Velocicoaster at Universal. But you'd only be able to do that once a day. That's a once a day thing, maybe if that. It's pretty intense. Hagrid's, I could probably do Hagrid's a couple times in a row. If you could get on it a couple times in a row, I don't think there's no way to. Well, there is if you just want to ride that ride. Yeah. Okay. A lot of these 4D things that they do a lot of movements that I don't like. I don't know.
I know that's the only bad thing about Universal is that they do have a lot of
3D,
4D rides,
3D,
4D rides.
whatever you want to call it, and they do a lot of weird movements. That I mean, the Velocicoaster was great. It was awesome. It was probably one of the fastest things we've been on.
That was so fun.
In a long time. It was
I wish I could have gone on that again.
And
that was fun.
But the queue, the theming.
And that's another thing Disney has on them is the theming.
Yeah.
I mean, they have really great theming.
Well, and like I said, if you take away the Harry Potter stuff, the Harry Potter stuff is on par with everything Disney has ever done, 100%.
Yeah.
Outside of that, it kind of goes away.
Yeah.
Looking back, I wish we had one more day probably at Universal. I would
full day.
A full day.
One more full day.
One more full day.
So if we would have done Saturday, it would have been fine.
Yep.
We would have gotten our fill. But because we couldn't.
We had to cut Saturday short because we had to go to the airport, drop off the rental car, get in the plane, blah, blah, blah. TSA. If you've never done TSA at Orlando, you'll find out. TSA in Orlando takes forever. Very long. A lot of people. It's the major airport.
Well, it was this time. I mean, we've had our times where it's been like we were.
Well,
like
it's a major international airport.
It is.
It's the tourist capital of the. I'm not going to say world, but at least United States.
Yeah,
I guess.
I would say one of the places. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they got Busch Gardens, they got SeaWorld, they got Universal, they got Disney. I mean, and it's all right there in this little. What else do you want? So it gets busy.
It does get busy.
Very busy. So TSA took us at least an hour.
Yeah, I would say about an hour.
About an hour. So,
yeah. When we got to, because we fly Southwest.
Yeah.
Is the longest that we've ever seen there, the line, be able to do our check bags.
It was pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because usually when we do a weekend trip, we do our carry-ons.
Yeah.
But doing our checked bags, that was crazy. The only place that I've ever waited the longest, and I've been to a couple places that I've ever waited the longest to do a checked bag was when I went to Chicago to go see my brother.
Yeah.
And that was like... That's why they tell you to get there 3 hours early, because that was forever. And there was so many people in line that we heard saying that they had to be at their gate in like 15 minutes or 20 minutes.
And there's no way.
There's no way. Waiting in that line and they have to like run and then get through TSA.
Yeah.
There was no way. So
we had people trying to cut in line.
You don't want to be a rude person, but you don't want to let those people, through because it's like, I've waited forever.
Yeah, speak for yourself. I can be
I know.
Rude.
I'm not, I can be rude when I need to be, but it's times like that when it's like, I'm sorry. You need to go to the back of the line.
Spade a spade. I mean, it's,
you need to go back to the back of the line.
Yeah.
I waited here long enough.
Right.
You can't just walk up and just
3 miles back that way. Have a good time.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I mean, I'm not there to sugarcoat it. I'm not there to make your vacation more pleasurable.
No, he's not. Except for mine.
Just to recap, I mean, I guess we're going to go back.
Of course we are. We paid for annual passes. We are definitely going back.
I mentioned to her that I'd like to go back when we have to wear jackets. We had like 1 or 2 days that were decent. The rest of them were still.
Our last day was cold at Universal.
And I don't mind. I don't mind the cold. It was the hot that got me. It's still hot.
It's still hot.
And you're waiting in line, and everybody else is hot, and people's kids are hot, and they're screaming, and it is what it is. So, weekend trips. Weekend trips they're cheaper. They're easier for us. They're not going to be $8,600.
Definitely not.
We don't usually buy souvenirs and trinkets and stuff on the weekend trips. We just...
Sometimes I do. Yeah, but that's because I can't fit them in my bag to come home.
You got carry on and it is what it is. So I like to go back when it's colder. I think we've been in January once, maybe. We've definitely done February before.
Definitely done February and March and April.
March is our flower and garden, which is probably our favorite.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely probably do that. Subscribe, like, share.
Ring that notification bell.
Right now we're doing all this for free.
Yep.
So it's free entertainment. All you do is push a button.
Yep.
Doesn't cost you a dime.
Yep.
Push it. hit the button.
Subscribe too, please.
Anyway.
Yep.
So I guess that's about it. It's time to end this thing out.
Yep. All right, y'all.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for watching, and we hope you enjoyed.
Yeah.
And I will see you next week. Bye, y'all.